12 signs you're gonna make a lot of money in the future. Curious as to whether or not future holds financial success? We have compiled 12 indicators that may be of use. The road to your ideal future awaits you. The reason you're here is because you know in your heart that there's more for you to discover. Hard effort always pays off, and by the time you're done watching this video, you should feel confident that you're headed in the right direction. Welcome to Luxury Dragon, where aspiring billionaires come to be pampered and encouraged. You are missing out if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet. So let's start. Number 1. You understand that there's an abundance of money flowing into the market right now. There has never been such high volume of money moving throughout the market. It's happening right now. The greatest distribution of wealth in human history. The older generation is transferring its wealth to the younger one as they construct a new planet. Self-made people make up 84% of the world's new billionaires. All but one have been covered. Every day, banks create more money, but if you aren't in the right financial position, you won't see any of it. Number 2. You're not in a hurry for it to happen overnight, but you possess a sense of urgency. You don't give up until you get it. Your thoughts keep returning to it. You get out of bed craving more. You have learned enough to have faith in the procedure. You won't become wealthy overnight. It takes at least 7 to 10 years, and you know it. In the future, based on past performance, you should expect to generate very little money over the first 3 years. In the 4th year, growth accelerates. And by the time you run the code again, you should be making serious dough. Number 3. You are living below your means. The single most important thing we did to increase our wealth was to keep our level of living constant regardless of how much money we made. All too many people nowadays are in a rush to buy a huge house and a flashy car in order to get the acceptance of those who have ever doubted them. The problem arises when they do it. Those who aspire to financial success should fight the temptation to show off, because boosting will prevent you from ever becoming financially stable. Number 4. You understand that a job won't make you rich. It's possible to make a livelihood, but making a job will never allow you to truly be independent financially. The notion that you need a high-paying job to become wealthy is the greatest myth of our generation. Those who do will likely jump at a chance to form a corporation and launch a new enterprise. It's inevitable that people like Thanos will use leverage and technology to multiply themselves and their wealth into the future. Number 5. You are able to save or reinvest over 80% of your income. When we tell people we invested over 80% of our income, they can't believe we can maintain our current standard of living. 2 routes lead to this destination. 1. Maximize your earnings to the point that you still have a substantial amount of disposable income after covering significant increases in your current living costs, such that you feel compelled to invest or save it. Number 2, it's great that your income is rising while your cost of living is so low. Some people live in low-cost regions of the world may be able to get away with using this second option. A very aggressive reinvestment plan has brought us success in meeting our financial objectives. Number 6, you constantly take out profits and move into other investments. To paraphrase the trader who taught us the most, nobody went broke taking out profits. And it remained in our minds. By withdrawing funds during prosperous times and reinvesting them in new revenue streams, you may ensure a steady stream of future income. This is also a key reason why the wealthy continues to amass wealth. If your investment has yielded a handsome return, any profits you haven't yet cashed in are considered unrealized. Now that you're wealthy on paper, it's time to make some real money. Number 7. You are earning with your mind, not with your body. The reason for this is pretty straightforward. Your earning potential is only limited by your imagination. Your mind is a never-ending source of wealth so long as you continue to develop it. Working just with your physical abilities will prevent you from becoming wealthy. You are hemmed in by hunger, weariness, toilet breaks, and other basic human needs. Don't work for money with your muscles. Work for it with your brain. Number 8. You are focused on building new streams of income. Since we don't take in funding from elsewhere, we need to find other ways to grow. Build the stream no matter how small it is, and if possible, try to enhance its flow rate in the future. The ability to generate income independently of one's own efforts is the financial equivalent of the Infinity Stone. This is the second joke in this article about Thanos, and I highly doubt it will be the last. You are in an emerging industry. The first step is to establish oneself in a promising field. If your boat is already in the water when the sea levels begins to rise, your boat will float to a higher level along with the rest of the water. The pace at which the world is evolving is unprecedented. The days of having just one work for the rest of your life are long gone. You must now rearrange the pieces of your identity puzzle in order to discover who you will become in the future. You can be on the cutting edge of the progress and innovation by joining an emerging industry and climbing the ladder to places you never knew even existed. Number 10. You keep learning more about money. Since you're here listening to this and watching this video, you obviously know the answer. At this point, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the wealthy acquired their wealth via study of and practice with the laws of manifestation. It's not addressed in the film, but most CEOs read far over 50 volumes in a year. They invest heavily on courses, seminars, and other top-tier events so that their business can remain competitive. Number 11. Your friends are crushing it. If everyone you know is crushing it and getting that bread, it's sure bet that you will too. The people in your inner circle are the ones who shape your future. You have made a family out of these friends. When one member of the family begins to succeed, the rest of the family works that much harder to keep up. If you hang out enough with the millionaires, you will eventually become one yourself. And lastly, extreme outputs. In terms of sheer volume of effort, this implies you're light years ahead of competition. Your competitors may meet with 10 prospective customers, but you will be meeting with 50. Assuming your rival company only employs 2 field sales representatives, you should have at least 10. Suppose you work as a designer. The standard rate of logo creation among your peers may be 5, but you should aim to create 25 or even 50 per week. Too much work, there's a reason you're falling behind. And using force will get you where you need to go. For the next 6 months, give absolutely everything you've got to your task. Examine the impact on your bottom line.